Okay, Tiny Tea Prepper here. I'm actually not at Tiny Tea right now. I am down in South Texas at our what I call pre-Tiny Tea. This is our other house that we currently have dual that we use. We have the one at Tiny Tea, and then we have this house that we're currently moving from. We're little by little taking stuff from here and moving up there. And once I retire, we'll sell this out. I might even sell it out before I retire and go to an apartment down here while we use that money to help with Tiny Tea. So anyway, I did want to show you some one aspect that I have down here that I'm going to use up at Tiny Tea, and hopefully you all can use wherever you're at. This works in anywhere where you can have air conditioner. What I have here is a 55-gallon drum. Okay, this is food grade. I got it so in case we ever do need to use the water. If there's down here we have hurricanes, and sometimes water availability is short then, and we fill up water jugs. We usually keep some of those 5-gallon jugs around that you get at the stores and store water in. We have about 5 of those, 25 gallons. But here's a 55-gallon drum that fills up from the air conditioner. This pipe that you see going in here, this comes straight from the air conditioning, the water that condenses off the coils that normally goes into the sewer. Okay, it usually goes into the city sewer or into your septic tank if you're out in the country, or in my case, what I had them do when we redid the air conditioner, got a train put in here. It works real well. Not a plug for train, but just letting you know that we've been real happy with what they put in here. So, but anyway, what I asked the guy when he put it in, I said, can we have the water pumped to the outside? And he said, sure. So originally I had it going around the base of the house, because down here the base dries out in dry summers, and so to avoid foundation cracks, I had them put this in. Originally I had it going there, but there's so much water coming out, it's just soppy wet. So put this 5-gallon drum here, and it fills up during the summer and when we're using it a lot, at least twice a week. So that's 110 gallons of water that's produced twice a week. And so what I do is I have a pump that I stick that has a hose in it that I stick down in the other hole here, and then I just pump that out when it gets full, and it's full here again, and it's winter time for us, and it still fills up every other week, as long as we're using the air conditioner. And I put that pump and put the hose down in there, and I just pump it out to my plants that I have out here in back. Now, I'm in the middle of mowing. You can see where I'm mowed here, and you can see what it looks like down here in South Texas, especially during the rainy months, the winter time. We get sometimes quite a bit of rain. It makes it hard to get in and mow your yard. The soil down here is real heavy, so it doesn't drain away, and you can kind of see that it's gotten away from me a little bit. And I got a few days off from Christmas, and I'm going to be working on getting this all cleaned up, and I'll take another picture to show you. It does look real nice right now. It's a little overgrown just because it's been wet out here, and I've been waiting for it to dry out, and we've had about 5 days of drier weather where we haven't got the rain and not as much sun, so it doesn't dry out as quick. When it gets growing, it starts to, the higher grass makes it harder for the sun to get in and dry the ground out, so it'll dry out quicker. Here comes one of our dogs, Sky, out to see what I'm doing. But anyway, I'll take you around and show you some of the trees and stuff that I planted around here. This is kind of my trial down here. I had a lot of failures. I've had a lot of successes, and I'll go over some of those and tell you what worked and what didn't work, and make a few more videos on what we got down here at what I call pre-Tiny Tea. So before we went to the 5-acre ranchette, or I guess you could call it hobby farm or hobby garden thing up around Austin area. This is where I started stuff at, and I'll show you a lot of the stuff that I have down here once I get the yard cleaned up and show you those, so everything looks a little bit nicer, and I can talk to you about that. But I did want to show you that watering system there. If you have, even up in the north, if you have central air where the water comes, where the water drains currently into your city sewer or something like that, get you a 50-gallon barrel. Is about, I think, $100 or something like that extra when we're having this put in, just to have that converted and have that water go down and have it pumped up. It pumps up straight up into the attic and comes out down here where the pipe comes into for the outside unit for the air conditioning, and then that water just comes out here, and I'm able to pump that out and use it for my plants. This works really well with younger plants that are susceptible to the chemicals in the water, the city water. And this water has no chemicals because it's purified water basically. It comes, it's condensed on the coils and pumped out straight to here. So this water's drinkable. I'd use a filter or something, or chlorine to make sure it's safe, because it's coming outside here, and things can always grow in that. But as the water comes out, it is pure water. So, but it works really good for young plants that are still kind of young. When I get plants in pots and stuff like that, I try to use this water, same as I use rainwater. Rainwater coming off the roof. I'm going to do a collection system up there at Tiny T. You saw in one of my earlier videos, and so this is another way to collect water. And like I say, for us, twice a week this thing fills up, and it just about waters all the trees I have here, and trees and plants, and I have probably 40 some plants out here, and it does a good job. I sometimes hook it right up into my drip irrigation that I have down here, just like a Tiny T, and I'll just pump it out to everything that way. And other times, if I have some plants back there in the corner of the trees that are a little bit bigger, that I'll talk about later, that don't get as much water sometimes and need a little bit more because they're bigger, and I'll sometimes just flood that with the whole 55 gallons in different areas and work that way. One summer when they restricted us from watering lawns, I kept my lawn pretty green just with the water from the air conditioner, and so that worked out pretty nice. Anyway, Tiny T signing out. Hope you all have a good day.